The minifigure of Pauline. This is definitely the first Pauline figure ever made. She also comes with a miniature Donkey Kong arcade machine. This was made by Coleco in 1982. And the best part of it to me is that I've now completed my collection of these figures in package. So I have this one, of course. Then I have Mario. And then lastly, Donkey Kong. Just the other month in my March 2021 Favorites of the Month video, I discussed the Super Mario Bros. Ice Capades live show, a Mario ice skating event in 1989. And now, I'm happy to say that I've added another piece of memorabilia from the event to my collection, this digital watch. On its face is what I believe to be unique artwork of Mario ice skating under a spotlight, as well as the Ice Capades logo. I've been wanting one of these for a long time, but the only ones I've come across were missing the box, and me being me, I wanted to hold off buying one until I could find a box example. Luckily, that patience has finally paid off, and I'm now the proud owner of a boxed Super Mario Bros. Ice Capades watch, complete with its 1-year limited warranty certificate and operation manual. In the past, I feel like I've made it clear that I'm fascinated with the art that appeared on the Mario TV tray, as well as other spots such as a Milton Bradley puzzle. But this month I discovered somewhere else that had appeared. This vintage kid's sweater. So it has a different picture of Mario inserted, but it still has that NES Advantage, that crazy looking Toad, that equally crazy looking Bowser, the Starmen. This Bullet Bill is actually a new edition though. Down here. It's dated 1989. The tag says Wormser. Not 100% sure if that's the company that made it or if they just made this shirt and a different company actually printed it. Shirt tags are weird like that sometimes. So this is a kid size 4, so it's very tiny. Just one of those items where when I saw it, I knew I had to have it. A prototype Super Mario Galaxy Boo baseball. This is a uniquely crafted piece that never ended up getting mass-produced or sold in stores. It's dated 2008 and would have been part of the Collectibles brand from Collectibles Incorporated and USAopoly. A point of interest is the sticker on the bottom that says Prototype, Design Subject to Change. You can also see down here a small ring included that you could put onto a flat surface and then place the baseball onto as a means to keep it steady while being displayed. As the package states, these would have been intended for both play and display. The Boo pattern was designed by Tanya Fisher, former creative designer for USAopoly. On her portfolio site, she says the concept was, quote, an amazing product that unfortunately never came to reality due to the fact that baseballs are stitched by hand and quality control had some issues, but it was an excellent 3D exercise. There were a few other designs considered, including another Super Mario Galaxy one, and at least 2 others that have been accounted for since we can see that they sold on eBay, including a Mario Party one and one that features many different versions of Mario. Adding a prototype to a collection can always be a noteworthy occasion, and all the better when it's from an unreleased line promoting a beloved game. A 1990 package redesign for one of my favorite pieces, the Mario Puppet Cooler, or as this box now deems it, a Superstar Collectible. When I was a kid, I got one of these without the package, and that thing immediately became a favorite of mine, but it wasn't until last year in June when I finally got my first box example, the 1989 version. That one managed to dethrone my previous one from my list of absolute favorites, as reaffirmed later in my top 10 favorite Mario collectibles video, which, speaking of, was home to the comment section where I first caught wind of another puppet cooler design. Little did I know that only a few months later just such a redesign would enter my collection. Looking here on the front, it says it includes a squeeze bottle and also a plastic seat, 2 things that weren't included in the previous release. We can get an idea of what the squeeze bottle looks like by turning the box around and looking at this picture here on the back. And then as for the plastic seat, we can peer in through the front and see it peeking out from under Mario sitting on it. Between the alterations and its eternally strange concept, this piece has got it all. The Super Mario Bros. Video chair made by Now Products, 1989. This of course would be the ideal spot for some NES gaming, but it was also advertised for outdoor use, like for picnics and camping. Fortunately, mine doesn't look like it's been through anything that rigorous and is in surprisingly good condition. What this pretty much boils down to is this steel support frame slipped into this decorative vinyl covering, creating the backrest section, and then that connects down here to another vinyl portion that contains a foam cushion, creating the seat. As you can see, mine is red, but there's also a blue one made. The Super Mario Bros. Target Toss game still in package. The game itself is pretty self-explanatory. It's like darts, but using Velcro is a safer, kid-friendly alternative. On the reverse side of the target are 3 suction cups that let it stick to any smooth surface, as illustrated with these sweet Mario drawings on the back of the package. We can also see here that the game was made by a company called Synergistics in 1988. All in all, I feel like this thing already has enough to prove itself as an awesome collectible, but I haven't even gotten to the best part yet, and that's the art on the target. To understand what makes it so great, we've got to break out the old Mario tray once again. As you may know, I'm fascinated with the art on this, and not only does the Target Toss game borrow from it, like with its cylindrical toad for instance, but it also blends it with other classic Mario art. Like for Bowser, they used common art of him for his head and torso, but for some reason they used the hands from the weird art. Then I almost missed this, but for Luigi they used classic art as the base, but then for a reason beyond my comprehension, they gave him his leg and shoe from the weird art. I don't know why they felt that was necessary. Weirdness included, I'd say for sure this checks all the boxes that make my favorite sorts of Mario merch. This 1992 European Dr. Mario board game made by Waddingtons. I've always been a big Dr. Mario fan, I just really like the game, and I've wanted this in my collection ever since I first saw it online somewhere. It's pretty much the game Operation, for those of you familiar with that, but they've incorporated a bingo element to the game, as well as a Dr. Mario theme, of course. And one thing that's very noteworthy about this is that they introduced a green virus solely for this game. In the video games, they just had the blue, red, and yellow ones. But yeah, for this board game, they introduced a new design, new color virus. I find that pretty fascinating. So anyways, this has been opened before, so let's open it up and take a look inside. So here's the board, the main portion of the game. So it's Dr. Mario up top. Lots of nice artwork. Presumably that's like the inside of a body the viruses are attacking, and Mario, he's like pulling a magic school bus, just driving around in his magic ambulance, throwing clearly labeled vitamins. These are not drugs, kids. These are vitamins. Take your vitamins. Stay away from drugs. Don't do drugs. Stay in school. And then there again is the green virus. Down here, all the viruses. And these little trays that you can put some pieces in that I'll show you in a second. And then the little metal tweezers, so just like the game Operation, there's all these little ports with metal ridges. You try to extract things from here without having the metal portion touch this metal portion, because otherwise it's going to make a scary buzzing noise. Here's the back. Also included are these different play cards here. I'm missing the blue one, unfortunately. My set is not complete, but I'm still happy to have it nonetheless. The instruction manual teaches you how to play the game. Then you get a bunch of these little cardboard vitamin tokens, which oddly enough show Dr. Mario on them instead of vitamins, but I guess that's just more pleasing to look at. And these are used as markers on the bingo cards. So you're trying to either get a horizontal lineup, a vertical lineup, or one of the diagonals. And then you get the little plastic viruses, which is probably the coolest part of the game. They're pretty much little figures of the viruses from Dr. Mario, albeit pretty flat looking. They come in each of the 4 different character designs, and then each design comes in the 4 different colors, so 16 total. And now for what's perhaps the main event, we're actually going to test this thing out. So flip it around and take off the battery plate, and put in 2 C batteries, which are not included by the way. Put those in there. Put the plate back on, and we are good to go. So you just take one of the little viruses and insert it into one of the slots on the board. And again, it's pretty much like that game Operation. You just take your little tweezers here, and you gotta dig it out without getting the buzz. Easy does it. Easy does it. Ah! That like genuinely spooks me every time it happens. Man, I really pushed it back there. Oh man. Okay, I'll try from this side. Yeah, okay, I think I got it. Yeah, there we go. Pretty cool that still works after all these years. Not as cool as the fact that I actually own it, though. A few sealed packs of Super Mario Bros. Juice boxes made by Natural Kids Foods, dated 1989. Let me tell you, I seriously don't remember the last time I was this thrilled to get a collectible. There was no debate in my mind about buying them, and once I had them, I repeatedly found myself taking a moment to just stare at them in awe. I got 3 different packs, including the Super Fruit Punch one. Both sides show different artwork, like how this side shows this fun scene of the Mushroom Kingdom, I believe from Super Mario Bros. 2, aka The Lost Levels. And then on the reverse side is this epic depiction of Raccoon Mario and company escaping the lakes of the Koopa Troop from Super Mario Bros. 3. Oh, and in case you're wondering, these don't have any liquid in them even though they're still wrapped. A previous owner did a masterful job emptying them by poking open a small spot in the straw holes of each box and removing the liquid that way. For the second pack, we have Warp Zone Orange. I love the names these have. This one shows classic Mario and Luigi artwork, back when Luigi was just an L away from being a complete palette swap of Mario. On the other side, we see the always hilarious art of Mario rescuing an oddly tiny Princess Toadstool from a swarm of enemies, practically none of which resemble their present-day counterparts. Also, weirdly enough, this middle juice box is missing its straw. At first I was concerned that maybe this meant that these had been opened and then resealed later on after the straw was lost, but all other evidence points to them being authentic, the most convincing of which is how these vintage Osco price stickers are on the outside of the wrap. So yeah, I guess this missing straw is just a factory error. Good thing the box ended up in my collection and not with a thirsty kid forced to try drinking it strawless. The last pack is easily my favorite. It's Secret Code Grape, and on one side we see this picture of Bowser with a daisy chain, either destroying it or maybe even presenting it, but either way it's much to the dismay of Mario and friends. This scene really illustrates the fairy tale quality that Mario had in the early days, which has greatly diminished in this modern age of riding hover bikes in flashy motorcyclist gear and wielding high-tech weapons alongside Ubisoft monstrosities. But I digress. On the other side is the standout to me, and it's none other than this weird art that I've referenced many a time on this channel before. It's actually kind of funny how I feel like among the things that I've given the most attention to in my videos are food packaging and this wacky artwork, so having the two come together is like a dream come true. If you'll excuse me, I need to take a moment to stare at these glorious artifacts. Yeah, these are the bee's knees. This Mario-shaped pennant that was available at the Super Mario Bros. Ice Capades live event in 1989. It's this Japanese monthly educational magazine made for first graders, and it features Mario and Bowser inside and on the cover. This pair of Nintendo action glasses from Renaissance Eyewear. The tag shows Mario on it. This Nintendo Fruit Snack shirt. These shirts were advertised on boxes of Super Mario Bros. 3 Fruit Snacks and The Adventures of Link Fruit Snacks back around 1991. Hey, you want to see something that's probably one of my top 5 favorite items in my collection now? Boom! Oh man, it's heavy. Nintendo ceiling fan and it's in box. I've wanted one of these for a really long time. I remember when I was a kid, I'd see it online and be in awe of it. I'd go to like barn sales and flea markets and always hope to maybe at least find the globe portion, if not the whole fan. But wow, I've never dreamed of having a boxed one. It just makes me feel really fortunate. It is kind of noteworthy that the NES Lego set I got recently, I said that was the most expensive item in my collection. Then the Mario Ride-On Cart, that became the most expensive item in my collection. But now this ceiling fan, let me tell you, it's the most expensive thing I've bought in my collection. But I think it was worth every penny. I have like the opposite of buyer's remorse. I really like it. I can't imagine it's going to leave my top 5 favorite collectibles anytime soon. Now this has been opened, so we'll be able to take a peek inside, but you'll be amazed to see it's actually unused. So the guy I bought it from said that his parents bought it to put in his room when he was a kid, and they just never got around to it. So, oh man, this is actually the first time I've taken it out of the box myself, so this is just pretty breathtaking. So here's the blades, still in their original shrink wrap. The one we get to see is Peach in a castle. So then we have this large piece of styrofoam. There's just a piece of fan hardware there. Look at this, unused. Sorry, this is kind of heavy. It's kind of hard to get a good view of that, but move forward. Honestly, one of the parts I'm the most excited about. Just this globe. Look at that, Super Mario Brothers. I've wanted this in my collection for so long. I remember as a kid, I'd even imagine, like, if I got that ceiling fan, I'd just, you know, hot glue it or something to my ceiling and have it just hanging there. Make it look like I have a cool Mario fan. I don't know, I was a weird little kid. Just goes to show you how long I've been wanting this thing. And this portion of the fan. It's the Nintendo logo going around it. I can't believe I'm holding this in my hands right now. This is like a religious experience for me. I've wanted this thing for so long. I can't believe it. Okay, so from there, it's just a lot of like fan gizmos, nothing very interesting to look at. And there's like a lot of like tissue paper and stuff in there, so I don't really want to touch it anymore. But while the box is a little bit lighter, just take one more gander at it. There's a better look at some of the blades we couldn't see before. So you have like this Mario repainted picture to look like Luigi, like a mushroom and a Koopa, Bowser, Mario, Lakitu. Here's kind of a picture of what it'd look like when it's set up. The very epitome of a prized possession.